Hi guys, I am ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines. So, between episodes, what I've done is I have built this interchange. I have basically taken the highway connection and I've extended it to bridge over the top of our roundabout, city access roundabout, to run alongside over here where I had those kind of placeholder pieces of highway in place, and run through here, allowing interchange access into this side of the city over here through this arterial, and then continuing that one over there, and we'll tie that up to buildings on both sides of that so we can make use of this area quite well. The one thing that's cut off at the moment is probably our ability to have rail go somewhere is a bit problematic. So what we could do, I could actually kind of bridge this a little bit better, these two a little bit better, and run something alongside here to go and join the rail connection up here when we do get to it. But yes, so that's what I've done. So now, and what I've done on this side, I've provided a access point to this roundabout from this direction, though I haven't provided the access point to go there, because in that case you can just easily use this route, but that allows these guys to easily get here. So you use the highway, you get there quickly, you get out into the roundabout, and you turn and you get into this part of town. Going back, however, will cost you a bit of time, as you will have to route through here to get that way. That's what. So there we go. There is our connection. Yeah, we've got these areas filling in nicely. I did spot a bit of a problem as I kind of closed out, but I think it's all been resolved. Yeah, I added some more water, but I think that's okay. Okay, at the moment we've got a fair bit of demand again for some offices and commercial. And while this area over here is not really supposed to be an office environment, I do, however, think we can add a little bit of commercial over here, so we can fill out that area a little bit more. Okay, that we will do. We'll fill out that area. And the problem with that I'm receiving on this side, though, is that as soon as I build more offices, these guys start complaining that they don't have enough people to sell their services to. But maybe it's not such a big deal, and all we need to do is yeah, maybe it's not such a big deal. Maybe it's not such a big deal. So what I'm thinking here now, let's grab that tile and grab this tile, and let's grab that tile and grab that tile. Okay, so we'll do that. So that's a nice big section there. So that's 8 tiles now, 9 tiles over here. Maybe we need to grab these two over also, and we'll get that. So that tile, I bought that tile in the last one, and we still haven't got that. But now we actually have access to the rail in the way we build all of this. But what I'm also thinking is I should maybe start getting this arterial to cross over on that side. Okay, and if we get the rail to run somewhere this way, where else can we go to with this highway network? Pretty much nowhere, to be honest. There's no connections whatsoever in this area. Nothing to connect to. We wouldn't cross the bridge. We wouldn't cross the bridge. Oh, we can't. I think that's the end of it anyway. So if anything, we can come this way and that way, and we can probably expand into this side of the city. Have a nice big interchange there. So you have a little bit of a shoot off highway section that runs through there as a big arterial that runs from coast to coast. We also don't have proper cargo handling. So what we'll do, I think I'm gonna double. I am thinking I need to sort out some sort of connection over here for the rail. So if I run the rail straight up through there, probably need to run this, probably do a bit of a half and half, a little bit of semi-bridge and a semi-tunnel, and get the rail to come down here. Alright, and we'll do a bypass track for freight. And then we never connect that again, but we do connect freight. Need to run it in somewhere over here and connect the freight over there. That's going to be quite an exercise. So let's get started. Let me grab the rail. Give me the train. Okay, so let me grab the rail connection. We're on the straight line. I'm going to run it like that as an indicator for us. Yeah, we can get in here and then we can split up into those kind of areas. I don't want to take the rail over the top. If anything, I am going to maybe dip the rail down a little bit. So if we go over 10, we'll go down like 6. And we go down. I don't want a tunnel. I do not want a tunnel. Or do I want a tunnel? Shall we do that? We'll just tunnel it. Go 12. We'll run it straight underneath there. Up to there. And then we'll pop back out. 6 and 6. There we go. So that is our rail connection in there. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. What we could also do is now we can kind of swing this one across this side, so it crosses over both and runs the arterial on that side. I like that idea. I like that idea. Let's do it while we've got this underway. Let's grab me this, whatever the one is that I'm using, this one. Okay, so now let me see. If I do that, we already need to start climbing up this one. 1, 2. Yeah, I don't like what we're busy doing. Okay, start at the top. Start by going over the top of it. So let's start with 12. And are we making it straight? No, that's a little bit too extreme. If anything, we'll do a little something like this. Right? And now what we'll do is, if we seemingly need to, if we run this one straight down, 1, 2, and now if we tie in like that, and then we tie in like so. There we go. Look at that. That works quite well. On this side, I'll give it a little bit of room. Like so. And we'll run it like that. Is that too close though? Is that too close? Should I actually just have it down like this? Yeah, let's drop that one down and we'll run it right over here. Okay, and then we'll take out that one, and we'll fix these two together. To be very honest, this is probably, we should be tying it up like that. Perfect. So let's take that out again, and this time we'll just gonna run it straight up here, and it's probably not straight now. Doesn't have to be perfect. How does that bridge look? Wow, that's a little bit tedious. I'm gonna do. Why the hell do I have people on this bridge though? If I'm gonna tweak that up a little. Yeah, that's making it much smoother. Yeah. So we're smoothing that out quite a while. On this side it is pretty smooth. Perfect. Oops, my bad. Wrong button. Get out and move it. Not going to use that anymore. So this is our... There's a lot of stuff happening over here. And that's now actually allowing us to probably get some tie-offs on this side. Maybe even get something to come in on the over here. Yeah, absolutely. If we do something like this, can get a tie off over there. Then at the same time we can do something like this and get a tie in here. That could work, and we might do that as this area actually just expands a little bit more. But for now, I'm not going to do so. I'm kind of thinking, do we want more offices to be established in this area or not? Let me just grab some of this actually. That's okay. And what I'm gonna do also is I'm just gonna trim it back a little bit, so just to kind of make sense the kind of build outs that we're gonna get. I will also do something like that, and I will fill in this area like so. So we see a bit more in terms of commercial, just filling in some of these streets. I'm kind of thinking that is also okay. We fill in a little bit like that, maybe fill in that little section there. Yeah, that's good, that's good. I want to fill in a bit more over here also. And on this section what I'll do is I'm going to do a little bit more office right here. Just some different sizes, a little bit of office in there, while over here I will pop in some commercial again, like that and like that. That's going to fill in that area a little bit more. What did we do over here? This should probably be a piece of commercial area too, but I'm going to go back down to like the smaller version of it, and we'll just pop in a little bit like so. Excellent. So now that's filling in that area a little bit more. I'll do a little piece behind at the back there, a little smaller store. I can also do a bit of a store over there. Excellent. This area, however, should probably be a bit of a park type environment. So let me grab this. I don't want it to snap to anything. What we'll do is we'll just kind of run it in there. Yeah, there we go. It's not actually tying into anything, but it's just a bit of an interesting little courtyard park type area. Give me a bit of a rock, and I'll put a rock in the middle there. I'll grab a few trees. Yeah, so just a little area of interest. It doesn't actually do anything much for us. So we've got the commercial sorted out now. What we need to do now is connect some more office, I believe. And yeah, now I don't like the idea of actually tying in the rest over there. So what we'll do, yeah, this is going to be it. We'll grab a bit of a road in here. Put the snapping back on, so at least we see what we're doing. And I'm kind of thinking this road Let's do that. Tie it in. Run it a little bit like this. Okay. Ooh, power. What's happening with the power? Let's have a look. Not water. Power. Okay, so power is becoming a bit of a problem. Our production is below, and partly probably because we're running those kind of solar power. What does this updraft do? That's 240. So that's about exactly the amount we're doing at the moment at 224, at 2,200 roughly a week. That's about double this thing anyway. And then this one is, yeah, so really the solar updraft is pretty good. What is this? Ocean Thermal Energy Conversion Plant. Wow, that's a lot of power. But that costs a lot too. What is that one? That's just acid, yeah, one of the acids. Shall we do the solar updraft? The warmth generated by sunlight is what powers this power plant. The warm air goes up, turning the blades of the fan that produce electricity. The large batteries within the building allow it to store electricity and not be affected by day and night. Yeah, so the updraft is probably a good one for us, and that's going to double our electricity production. So we can switch off some of our other expensive power plants. We've got the money to accommodate this, and I'm kind of thinking this does generate a bit of noise, but apart from that we should be okay. Let's just switch off Anarchy so we don't kind of go crazy with it. I don't want to build it in this area. It's also going to look a little bit industrial. Maybe what we do is we build it out here somewhere. It's actually in a semi-decent, the power plant is in a semi-decent spot anyway, so we should probably kind of try and stick to it over here. This side it'll be affecting our people living here, so let's do slope is too steep. Yeah, so if we kind of squeeze it in over there, right, at the side of that building, oh, that's a nice little landmark we've got going on. So let's start that up again. If we have a look at our power production, that should shoot up straight away. There we go. What I'll do in the meantime, I will switch off this one, and now let's see our power production with that in mind. So there's a fair bit of extra power right there. So let's stick to that. We'll go back to what we were doing over here, and we might, yeah, I don't know if we can really do something else. What I'll do is, if we add in something like that, and now we run here. Okay, and should we, I'm kind of wondering, you know what I'm thinking? Along here, because this is going to get busy, and because we've got a little bit of a few smaller roads in here, what I am thinking, this area would be ideal for us to run a service road. Okay, so what I mean by a service road is an area off the side into a road that actually ends up going back onto it, and that provides access to some other roads. Okay, so let me grab, I'm going to see where it actually straightens up a little. So if we say that is the straighten up section over there, we'll take those two out. I'll go to these assets over here. We'll do the two. Can't we do 2 and 2? Two. What is this? This is, and that is, yeah, I don't necessarily want that. I want 2 into 2, and yeah, so it always seems to split off like that. 4 into 2 and 2, Yeah, none of this is what I'm actually after. I want 2 to go into 1 and 2. So that's maybe just pretty much standard stuff though. So what I'll then do instead is let's connect this one back up again. Is that going to be a kink or not? Well, might be a little bit of a kink. So if that is the case, what we can do is we can grab one of these. We get it to go off straight away over here like this. And then I'm gonna do, then I'm gonna grab the assets, and we'll do the 1 into 2. No, thank you. I want to run it the 1 into 2 like that, and then I'll just do a standard one-way road from there. So grab me some one-way. What is the difference between this 2-lane one-way? That's just something funny. And what I'll do is I'll build it like this, but then I'll move it, and we'll just straighten that out a little. Ooh, a double. Perfect. So there, actually, and we tighten that into a perfect. I know you guys must be hating this. So there we go. That I believe is a perfect straight alongside there. So let's grab the one-way, and we will extend it up along there. Might not be a perfect, but it's pretty good. So grab the rest of our highway too. We'll extend that a little bit so we have some view of what's going on. So now if we've got this road, now if we tie that road in there, that means we've got, yeah, so now that actually allows us to actually zone on this also. So there's a little bit of an area we can zone once we've covered it. So now this is a service road arrangement alongside a highway connection. So let's do our first kind of tie, pull off something like this, right? So if we say that, and we do this, and we tie these together like so, how does that work? Now we straighten that back up, and there we go. So of course nothing will be zoned over here. I'm kind of thinking how we do our next arrangement, but maybe our next arrangement is we'll do that. Could do something in here also. And to be honest, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run, so this one could actually, yeah, this one needs to turn and run in there. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And I obviously don't want it to run straight adjacent to it, but what we could do is we could run it, yeah, give me that piece of road, right? Not quite. So if we do, so actually, I know I'm messing around. Let me get this one. Let's continue that straight for a further while. Let's grab this one. Okay, so if we do that, that's going to get this area nice and dense, I must say. And I'm almost wondering if that is not too dense. Okay, so let's try that again. But this time, I want to give it a little bit more room. An extra one? How about that? Yeah, but then we've got a lot of room happening in this area, but this will actually all keep going in. Yeah, I think that is actually what we're after. So let me extend that out a little bit. Extend that out a little bit. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie that back a little. So let's see if we do. So I need to bring it in a little bit more straight. So something like that. That looks okay. So if we now say, ooh, we had it. We say do that. Now if we have another tie off, we can actually have a tie off that comes off here and has a separate road that runs down there. Yeah, that could work quite well. So give me this straight section. Ooh. Straight section there. Straight section like something like that. And now let's do this one. From that side maybe. How does that work? Look, it makes a little bit of funny, but I think that works quite well. So now if I grab the other roads, and time just flies when you're having fun, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying this similarly though. So if I do that, and we then run this up here, do something like that, and see about tying these two together. Perfect. And now we can also, I'm liking it, I can also do is I can do that kind of thing. And there you go. How about that? How about that for an interesting setup? And we can obviously do little walkways and things like that. So now you can actually get out all the way over here and start feeding into this area through a service road arrangement alongside the highway. Immediately we're seeing some traffic getting in here. People are going to make their turn, run in there, straight off the highway. Probably a bit of a setup where they can get back into the highway at some point. We'll see how we do that. Let me quickly pop in some water pipes. We'll run the water pipes through here a bit. So just extend, say that up there, and then alongside there. We extend it here. And then alongside, ooh, let's extend it onto the other side there, and we'll run it in there. And then all we do is we run this one up here to cover all of those areas. Nice, that area is looking pretty good. I'm also wondering whether we tweak this a little bit, or whether that is actually a good arrangement. We'll see how that goes. There's areas in here that we're not actually getting any traffic to, so let's do that so we can fill that out. If we do that instead, and we extend this one straight into there, that works out a little bit better. if we then do that and get rid of that one, nice, and this one, and we get rid of that one. That's an interesting one. So this is definitely gonna not provide too much. You'll either stick to that road or this road. You're not gonna be winding your way through all of them. At the same time, what I'm gonna do is, and that's our 30-minute mark, so I'll need to end this episode. But what I'll be sure to do is we will definitely be connecting through in various locations. A little bit like this. Yeah, there we go. So that's connecting the connection through there. I want to make sure that we do create our connections through on this side. Probably a good idea to have them all the way through on that side. Run that one through there and that one through there. I know these aren't perfect. There's a little bit of a kink showing over here. Okay, let's make sure to run this one straight through there. Perfect, that's giving us a little bit more room to maneuver. Giving some space. Not going to build on that turn, so we can do something like that. Probably not going to build anything in here either. That can be a bit of a park arrangement. Also, I can connect that one straight up through there. We can run a little something straight down through there. Can have a connection through there. That's not bad. Shall I do an extra? I think more connections are better. It also breaks up the monotony a little bit of what is going on. So let's actually let me do that connection through there. Good stuff. So that area is now fairly well connected. It does make it look very blocky though. So if we do that, okay, it looks very grid-like now because of all of those connections. But let me see about running out lots and lots of office space, like so. We obviously need something in the form of power. I'll do that also, but I'm probably going to take that out so they don't build straight up there. And then we also need to build some facilities and the likes. Something like this. We need power, so let me quickly make sure I connect the power up. At the moment, this is probably our best bet for power. Just do a little connection through there. Perfect. Look at that, guys. That's a brand new expansion up alongside the highway network with a service road arrangement straight next to it. Okay, and that ties into a city block. Nice, and we'll need to extend this one a little. That one is extending. Oh, the thing that we never actually did was actually connect these two up over here. And I'm kind of thinking we need to start looking at a bit of another arterial road that runs through here somewhere, and a primary arterial to run through here, and these two can even tie up together with that. But then there needs to be a bit of an interchange happening over here. And in order to get an interchange to work though, we might have to tie this back, then do an interchange through here somewhere, and we can tie in all of those. But that we will get to in the next episode or in the following episodes. I'm ExactChaos. This has been Cities Skylines, Green Cities. If you've liked this episode where we play fairly realistically from a transport perspective, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new ones. Thank you. Bye-bye.